to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the NECA Back to the Future Ultimate Marty McFly Audition figure. Now this is based on the audition version of Marty McFly, which is seen kind of early in the film, but this is basically just like a standard version of the figure where he has like the vest on him and he just doesn't have the vest on. So I think it's kind of cool that they look out for fans of that too, who wanted Marty to actually look like that too as well. Now of course, you know, this is based on the original Back to the Future film, but I do have the Back to the Future 35th anniversary trilogy right here, which I just recently got like on Blu-ray, because it even includes like a hoverboard with it too. I had just recently picked these on up. It's always been like a fan of the series too as well. So I'm going to get into this right now. So as you can see, this is the box that contains the figure. It has that Battle of the Bands like poster right there, auditions. It says at 5 o'clock, you know, 3:30 p.m. after school, sign up in the library, and take all that. I think the detail of that is pretty awesome. And of course you have like an image of the Marty McFly figure on the back. It shows out the other figures like available too. I actually have all of them too now. But this is like the scripture for it. It says, Marty McFly and Doc Brown experience the adventure of a lifetime in an unlikely time machine as they travel to the past, present, and future, setting off a time-shattering chain reaction that disrupts the space-time continuum. Now this also says that it includes an audition guitar, cassette player, clock tower flower, vanish photo, and interchangeable head and hands with special faded hand. And of course they do have like pictures of the other figures that are available. And I currently have all of them. I know they're like tuner figures too, and like another DeLorean, which is like remote control. Also when you open this on up, you have like an image of Marty right there with the guitar, audition guitar, because that is a different guitar than the one that the other one that he had, which was yellow. And then of course the figure on the inside with the accessories. So I'm going to open this on up. And this is the background diorama that comes with the figure. This would be good for taking some pictures. Okay, there's the NECA Ultimate Back to the Future audition of Marty McFly. So what I'm going to do first is measure him. I actually have him on the stand right now. And he's like just under 7 inches, just like the other figures. So what I'll do first is talk about like his articulation and likeness to Michael J. Fox, and he does have accessories right here, which I have right here. But this one is the actual figure itself. Now just like with the previous Marty McFly figures, I think it's a decent likeness to Michael J. Fox. Like it definitely looks like him from like certain angles, like the side angles, but like head on, I do believe from my opinion something was still off with it. But I still think it's great. Like you still know that this is like Michael J. Fox or Marty McFly, but the sculpting like on his clothes I think is done pretty good. And this is like the actual standard outfit that he comes with. He just doesn't have that life preserver or vest on, you know. The jeans, he has the shoes and so on. Like the watch. Another thing too that really makes this figure stand, and this is what it is he actually has like the fading hand right here too as well. Now, just like some of the other people, when they first actually previewed this figure, like NECA, even I remember that he didn't have this particular hand during this particular scene. In fact, from the beginning of the film when he's auditioning, this actually comes like later in the film. It wasn't at the beginning of the film, so I think it's kind of odd that they chose to put it right here. But it's still kind of cool that we actually get this kind of hand. But it seemed like they could actually wait until they actually did like a figure based on like the that dancing Johnny B. Good sequence later on in the film. Looked like they could actually have done that too, as you know, that's where they actually could have put the hand at itself instead on this figure. But I still think it's pretty cool, and it does have like a nice like translucent like clear look to it. I think they did a pretty good job with that. Like Marty head can like tilt, so he does like range like in his neck. He can kind of look up, but not too much, but he can like look down. His arms can go up and out like this. Of course, he can do the split. That leg is kind of loose. He has an ab crunch. Leg can go kick up like that. It's like it's kind of tight right up, bending it, but it does have a bend right there. I won't be surprised this one bends. Yeah, this one is kind of tight. but they are bendable, like if you want to bend them. I notice this arm is kind of very tight too. It's like it's hard to bend it. But he does like a bend in the elbow too. But they seem to be very like stiff, you know. And he does like all my Marty figures, they all stand pretty well, especially once you really get them right. Like they stand pretty well. Now I want to move on to the accessories that come with the Ultimate Audition Marty McFly figure. He has like this newspaper ad with flyer, not ad, but like just newspaper, which has like Save the Clock Tower, and that's awesome. The detail in that. Then it also has like the number on the back too, like the phone number. I love you and the number. So I think that's kind of cool. Then you get the actual fading picture too. So I guess NECA just took the actual real pictures and shrunk them down, I believe. Cause there's this picture right here where he's like fading. You can tell he's the only one left of like his family members. Yeah, that's cool. Then he has a cassette player too. I know this came with the other figures too, like these cassette Walkmans. That's one thing good about getting like different versions of the figure, because some of them have like this different, like have the same accessories. So if you actually broke like a headset or broke like the guitar or something like that, they may have like another one, you know, like an extra one. Then he has like these two hands. This is like kind of like an open hand, but then here's like the strumming hand. I forget what they call that plays like the guitar when you're like stringing like the chords. He has that too again. Then he has a guitar, and this is the actual audition guitar. It's actually different from like the yellow guitar that he really has. Then he has like an alternate head. I think it's the same as like the other ones. Like this the same alternate head for Marty McFly. Now what I want to do is give like a size comparison, or just a comparison with the other NECA Ultimate Back to the Future figures. Here's the Ultimate Marty McFly figure. Like I said, this is actually like the same figure right here. It just doesn't have like the vest on. Like this one doesn't have the vest like this one does. So it's actually like the same like figure, you know, when you think about it. Then I have the Ultimate Doc Brown figure. Now this figure is just superb. I think this is one of the best figures I have ever seen, like from NECA, especially as far as like face sculpts go. The next one I have is Tales from Outer Space Marty McFly, where he has on like this suit. Just giving like a comparison. Marty McFly from Back to the Future Part 2. I said some of you actually gotta get in this. And then here's the Ultimate Part 2 Biff figure too. I think this is an awesome collection of figures, and I know that NECA already has teased that there are other figures on the way too. Like we have like the future Doc Brown figure on the way. We also have like the future Biff figures, because he had like, the bat, you know. So they're already teasing that they have like those on the way. So I think that's awesome. So we do have more figures based on Part 2, you know, on the way. So I'm definitely looking forward to picking those on up. Also have like this DeLorean too as well. It's kind of hard to see it back here at the back. I know there's like a remote control one too as well. Okay, that's the NECA Ultimate Back to the Future Marty McFly Audition figure, or you can say Ultimate Marty McFly Audition figure. Now again, this is based on the character played by Michael J. Fox in the original Back to the Future film from the Back to the Future trilogy. And I recently got the Back to the Future trilogy right here, like on the Blu-ray. This is the 35th anniversary edition. Like I said before, it actually comes with like a hoverboard too. So it has like the original trilogy, like in a whole bunch of like features. I think even some of the episodes like the animated series. But yeah, I think this figure is awesome and worth having. Like I say, on thing about it, he didn't have that fade hand in this particular version of the figure, you know, like of the movie, you know. So I think that's kind of odd that they did do something like that. I remember when they first previewed this and they showed him with the hand, I was like, whoa, that wasn't when he actually had that hand. It wasn't until like later on in the film. But it's kind of cool that they actually just gave us that, giving us a glimpse that they probably will be doing like other figures with the actual fading effect. But I definitely recommend this, especially if you have like the other NECA Back to the Future figures, which I think are pretty good, especially like the Ultimate and Doc Brown figure, like in the good figures. Like the likeness, like the actors that play them is just like superb on those. But yeah, I definitely recommend picking this up. So this is the NECA Back to the Future Ultimate Marty McFly Audition figure. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.